Hey guys, so today we are going over week 23 of my pregnancy. I cannot believe how fast it's going by. Like, the further along I get, the faster it seems to go. It's so crazy. I've had like some fun things happen this week and then some not so fun discoveries as well. So I will let you all know what all's been going on, and we will do the weekly bump date where I show you my belly, and I hope you all enjoy the video. So my appetite seems to be ever increasing, and so I am just eating every few hours, sometimes every hour. It just depends on what I've had and everything. But I definitely am just, I think I've had a big increase, and then I get to like my weekly update and I realize it's increased even more. So I'm just becoming like a monster with like taking all the food in. I'm growing a human, so I need my energy. I'd say like a wonderful staple food that I've had this whole pregnancy is peanut butter and jelly. I love my peanut butter and jelly, and otherwise I just kind of switch it up depending on what I'm feeling. But I am trying to eat mostly healthy stuff, but I do give myself a few little treats. So right now I just snacked on some like dark chocolate covered raisins. So raisins have iron in them and a little bit of fiber at least, and they're like not the worst sweet treat in the world, but they're also not the best. But you know, you gotta have some treats to remain sane and happy. So that's what I had for my sweet treat. So this week I was feeling bigger rolls from baby boy, and I can kind of like get a sense of like what direction he's facing, because I can kind of tell the difference between his hands and his feet usually, and like where his head is and like where his feet are kicking. My app said he is the size of a large mango or a chinchilla. It's getting pretty big, it's pretty crazy. The first day of 23 weeks I felt a huge kick, and it was, he actually kicked my sister's hand. It was her first time feeling them, and she had her hand on my belly, and it made her like jump back, and it made me jump because I was like, whew, that was a big one. I guess my belly has been growing quite a bit this week because I got really sore. I think I overdid it at the gym too. I'm a personal trainer, and I think I was like moving around equipment too much. I never lift over 20 pounds because that's what the doctor said, to keep it under 20. But I still think I was just doing too much paired with the fact that my belly is growing so fast, because like I couldn't even get up by myself for a couple of days. Like George had to help pull me up, and I was just super sore. A weird symptom that I was having that I did not even like think to relate to pregnancy is I was having pain in my fingers and stuff, and like in my hands, and I was like, oh my gosh, like why are my joints hurting so bad? Like what's going on? And it's kind of like freaking me out. And then I read on my app that it's like common starting this week of pregnancy to get carpal tunnel syndrome, and that it usually goes away after pregnancy, but that you can develop it during pregnancy. So that was kind of interesting that it was linked to pregnancy, because I didn't expect it to be. What are you doing? Love you, George. Also, I had to get some new socks this week because, like I had mentioned, my ankles and my feet have been swelling. I've been having some pain in those, especially after work and stuff. But really, just if I'm up on my feet, even just 15 or 20 minutes, they start swelling. I didn't get compression socks because they're just like really intense. The ones that I found, they're just so tight, and they go up to your knee, and I just know that that's not gonna be comfortable, and I'm not gonna wanna fool with that every day. So I ended up getting ones that are for, they're like circulation and diabetes. They're just for people whose ankles swell. They don't have elastic in the sock, they're just, or in the ankle band, they don't have like a, I can't make words anymore. That's the other thing, is I have trouble forming my sentences at this point, as you all will notice. But they don't have an elastic band around the ankle, so they don't cut in and they don't leave as bad of a line as my other socks were, because I was having a line from my socks for like hours after work. So they're just kind of like knit, and they go up a few inches higher than a footie. So they've worked a lot better. They've made a big difference. I'm gonna go back and get more along with like the swelling and stuff, I figured I was getting heavier. Plus it's just been like several weeks since I've weighed myself. And I think the last time I weighed myself was, I want to say 20 weeks. And then I weighed myself like towards the end of my 23rd week, and I've gained another 5 pounds. That puts me up to 16 pounds so far. 16 pounds for someone who's 23 weeks pregnant isn't some crazy number. It's within a healthy range of, you know, how much I should be gaining so far. It's just at the higher end of that healthy range, so I just want to keep an eye on it. Make sure I am staying healthy for this baby and not just blowing up. So the other thing I noticed is my stretch marks are spreading. They're worse on my boobs, they're getting deeper on my hips, and I'm getting new ones across the tops of my thighs and my inner thighs, which I had stretch marks there before, but I definitely have new and deeper ones now. And what's really bummed me out is that I didn't have any on the back of my thighs before, and I have a few there. And then on my inner thighs, I have them around my knees. Like they're not the really deep ones or anything, but I have little stretch marks around my knees. And I'm like, what is it? Like, is it swelling? Or is it like weight gain? Like, I don't understand why I'm getting stretch marks around my knees. That seems odd. But I've just been oiling all the way down to my knees now, because I was just doing like my upper thighs to my boobs for my oil and belly butters. But now I'm just doing all of it. I'm hoping that'll like at least help the symptoms of the stretch marks some. I don't think it'll help me not to get them. I think that my body is obviously just prone to stretch marks because I'm getting them earlier in pregnancy than I've heard a lot of people getting them, and I'm getting more of them. I was having like a lot of like burning and itching and like pain with them, and especially when I was like in the bath and stuff, they would start itching and burning. And I'm not taking super hot baths or anything, it's just like the water and stuff would irritate them, and when I got out they would be really irritated. And like the ones in my thighs and some of the ones on my hips are the ones that like you can feel the divots where they've stretched so badly. So I think that that's just something that's going to happen with my body, and I just have to accept it. But it's all just so worth it and seems so small for getting a baby at the end that I don't even care. So I will show you all my belly, and you'll be able to see some of my hip stretch marks. The weird thing that happened this week is where my belly button's getting stretched out, I had like this stitch that had not come out of my belly button after my surgery in May 2018, and it finally like got to where I could like feel it, and I was able to like, I had to end up squeezing it like a zit, but I was able to like squeeze the stitch out from both sides and get that out of there, which was nice because it was like black looking, like it was like this dark line under my belly button, and I could see the two tips of it. Super weird. It wouldn't come out, but I guess like the pressure finally pushed it up to the surface enough that it came out. So if my belly button looks irritated, it's because I squeezed and pulled that stitch out with tweezers, which I know is like gross, but I feel so much better to have it out because it was grossing me out. It was like why is this foreign object just hanging out in my belly button? I did not like it. This is like this fun little top that crosses over my belly. But here is the belly. So this is 23 weeks. It's gotten a lot bigger. I don't know if you all can tell, but I definitely feel like I look a lot bigger. So there it is out and about. You can see my little line. And then you can see these stretch marks all down my side. And then there's the belly. Hanging out in there. So that's the belly at 23 weeks. So the last thing that I include for week 23 is I finally went to the chiropractor again, and I was kind of a mess. So that felt so much better. I think I'm gonna be able to start exercising more again now that I've been adjusted, because I had to take a break where my back and hips and stuff have been hurting so bad, even my shoulders and stuff, and I could just tell I was like not in line. I just felt like limited in my range of motion, and I could just tell that I was off. But my chiropractor said it's like the worst he's seen my upper back and my shoulders before, which I wasn't surprised at all. And he couldn't even adjust me at first because it was so tight. Like we had to like warm up my muscles so that we could like get my body to adjust. but my hips were pretty much in line. I plan to see a chiropractor throughout my whole pregnancy, so if you all want to like know more about that, just let me know. But that is it for week 23 of my pregnancy. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing and staying tuned in for my pregnancy. I love sharing it with you guys, so I will see you next week.